Miscarriage of justice often lead to damning consequences in the society. One of them is insecurity. The Bakassi Peninsula comes to mind. Many Nigerians, one way or the other, know about this island. However, it is unclear to them the story of how Nigeria lost this rich island to Cameroon. How did Nigeria lose the Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon? Now, let's take a look at the brief ownership controversy between Cameroon and Nigeria, including the legal casus that led to the losing of this rich island to Cameroon. Historically, the Bakassi inhabitants, also called the Usakedets, are mainly of the Horon people. The Horon people are the people of Calabar, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and other places in that region. The peninsula lies between the Cross River estuary near the city of Calabar. I want to take us to the geographical study of the Bakassi Peninsula now. The Bakassi Peninsula consists of a number of low-lying and largely mangrove-covered islands. Though, with my research, the population still remains a subject of dispute over the years, but it is generally between 150,000 to 300,000 people. That is what I discovered when I studied the population of the Bakassi Peninsula. The Bakassi area is a very fertile fishing ground. We are not told this when we were in schools. We were not even made to understand that the fishes around the area are presumed the best in the world. Bakassi Peninsula is blessed with many fishes, and also it is a fertile fishing ground, as I have said earlier. Why will Nigeria lose this oil-rich peninsula to Cameroon? It is safe to say the problem of Bakassi started during the scramble for Africa, when the then Queen Victoria signed a treaty of protection with the king and chief of Old Calabar, which gave the British Empire the power to control the area, including the Bakassi. This treaty made Bakassi a de facto part of Nigeria. The treaty signed by the Queen Victoria during the scramble for Africa was what actually made the Bakassi Peninsula region to be a part of Nigeria. This treaty did not consider delineated border between Nigeria and Peninsula when it was signed. On the other hand, the Anglo-German document of agreement released by the Cameroonians clearly placed Bakassi under Cameroonian territory. So Nigeria and Cameroon claim to own the Bakassi in a way because of the treaty and also the Anglo-German agreement. Both countries have documents to prove the ownership of Bakassi. Who is now the owner of Bakassi Peninsula? Since there are documents to back it, the both countries are laying claim to it, as I have said. This now led to the ownership tussle between Nigeria and Cameroon until the International Court of Justice at The Hague delivered its judgment on the 10th of October 2002. And if we remember very well, we would understand this was during the administration of the former president Olusegun Obasanjo. The judgment at The Hague instructed Nigeria to transfer possession of the peninsula to Cameroon based on the Anglo-German agreement I mentioned earlier. That is how Cameroon was given a substantial population of Nigeria on a platter of gold left to me. The verdict required Cameroon to protect the rights, infrastructure and welfare of the Bakassi people, but it did not make them citizens of Cameroon. The verdict actually caused consternation in Nigeria. It aroused vitriolic comments from Nigerian officials and media alike. Many media outlets actually declared the judgment as a rape and an unforeseen potential conspiracy against Nigeria's territorial integrity and sovereignty. Left to me, I would describe it as a part of Western ploy to foment and perpetuate trouble in Nigeria, because the trouble still looms and it is yet to be solved. The people of Bakassi Peninsula are still suffering today because they don't know whether they belong to Nigeria or Cameroon. There was no proper resettlement plans for the people of Bakassi since the peninsula was ceded to Cameroon under the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. This ceding exposed the Bakassians to untold suffering, despite the resolution facilitated by the then United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan. Between President Obasanjo, the then President of Nigeria, and Paul Biya of Cameroon, the resolution did not give any hint to Bakassians. The Bakassians still don't know if they are Cameroonians or Nigeria. The struggle continues for the Bakassians.